Hi, cutie girls.
Hi, guys.
Coming at you from the future.
We hope you enjoy the episode. We're going to be talking about Kinds of Kindness by Yórgos Lánthimos. And so we wanted to give you a big fat spoiler warning for that because we definitely spoil it. And we want to give you a trigger warning for self-mutilation, domestic violence, and sexual violence.
So we'll put a timestamp in the description for you guys, and you can just skip ahead if you don't want to hear spoilers or you don't want to be triggered today. Because I certainly don't.
So we'll see you on the back end.
Love you guys.
Hi, Shania.
Hey, Meg.
I'm kind of in the mood for something like...
Howdy, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous, too.
I know. Well, I just feel like we just
watched the movie.
Yeah, so we normally we decide a movie that we've seen a minute ago.
Yeah.
Or we watch it 2 days prior. We both do some personal research.
Right. There's been
gather.
no REM sleep involved in this analysis of the movie.
No.
So, but I'm kind of excited. It's kind of like your first.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy.
You know, what do you think?
Yeah, literally.
But
I don't even know how to answer that question.
I
dude.
know. I guess are we really just diving in here?
We also haven't told him the movie yet.
I know.
It's Minions.
You'll
4.
know. What if we just give the whole review and we just don't tell them what the movie
pretty
is?
neat.
It's like we're really diving into it. Maybe
Should we do
we
a-
should. Like,
let's-
how
yeah.
are you?
Oh, I'm good. This
We're
movie
both
won't
on our
leave.
period, so
Bro.
that's something to know.
This is a period
Moon.
episode,
Yeah,
which is crazy
exactly.
because you only get one a month, which sounds like a lot, doesn't
You
it?
only get one a month. That's true.
It's been a drudgery, this one.
a drudgery.
Yeah, hasn't it?
Is that a new
In
word?
the trenches.
Oh yeah. Did you make that word up?
Drudgery?
Yeah.
No, it's like
Tell me about
turmoil.
it. Okay.
Turmoil. But
Okay.
it does have a medieval flair,
Exactly.
doesn't it?
I like it. I feel like you're like, we're in the drudgery.
Yeah. But I was thinking about this episode and I was like, I will not keep a clean tongue in this episode because
No.
this got me riled up. Bro.
Honestly, I have never been able to keep a clean tongue. Like, I literally remember, I think I was in 7th grade getting my nails done with the girlfriends, whatever. And at the end of my appointment, this super sweet, we're at this nice nail salon, whatever. And the woman, the nail technician, she was like, by the way, you said shit 28 times in this appointment. And I was like,
Bang.
I was stunned. I
Confirmed kill.
literally, I was like, thank you so much. Have a good day. It was crazy. So it's just I'm just it's a lost cause.
Watch your tongue. bro.
Okay,
Go ahead. You start.
Okay,
Go
kinds
ahead.
of kindness. Okay, that's
Oh,
what we're
okay.
talking about.
Yórgos Lánthimos. This
Okay.
movie, I was nervous before going into this. I was nervous to do an episode before
About it?
release it about it because of spoilers. Because also in my family, that's the cardinal sin.
Yeah,
if
big,
you
big
spoil
deal.
a movie, that's a major slip up.
Wow.
It's a
okay.
big deal.
It's a big deal.
And it is to me too. I really
Absolutely.
really have respect for it.
Absolutely.
But then I saw this movie.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, fuck this dude.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
literally
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
But we can
Okay.
get into it.
Ugh, bro, yeah, I know. Okay, here's the thing. He definitely doesn't want you to know how you feel when you leave. These are I don't know, and maybe I'm putting a lot on him, but
Yeah.
it definitely is and I was doing some research on it, and it's Greek weird wave films is
Yeah.
his whole thing, and so it's supposed to be off-putting and
Yeah.
just that you're supposed to leave very uncertain of everything, and that was definitely accomplished. What's your
My topic sentence.
yeah?
Oh.
It's hard, but
Okay. Dude, it's so hard. It's so hard because my mind is constantly changing when I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I'm the first act, I was really okay.
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's a little grotesque, but I'm fucking with it.
Yeah.
It's avant-garde, whatever.
yeah,
And then as it went on and titties number 3 was shown.
yeah. It's a lot.
I was just shh.
Yeah.
It's literally fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to be showing this again.
yeah,
And it's for me, because okay, so I fuck with Yórgos Lánthimos. I remember watching The Favorite, which is his about Queen Anne with Olivia Colman playing Queen Anne, and she's amazing in it.
Really?
And Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz are fighting to be her right-hand woman, which is also her lover, which is the true story of Queen Anne, being a lesbian and also her mind deteriorating with age. And it's a really interesting story about
cool.
crazy girls period piece. And the camera work is modern camera work. So it's fucking Dutch angles and fish eyes and shit. And it was the first time I saw a period piece that was shot through a modern lens. It's stunning.
Yeah.
It's stunning. And
Yeah.
Emma Stone's amazing in it.
Ooh, okay.
Amazing.
Let's
Olivia
watch.
Colman is like, I would watch it again.
Yeah.
But again, it's like his movie, so there's a ton of fucked up shit happening too. Less so than Poor Things or this movie for me. Like, I watched Poor Things and was like, okay, wait, what? Like, so he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Because the favorite was like, he kind of gets it.
Yeah.
Like, why does he kind of get it?
Yeah.
And then Poor Things, I was like, not buying the feminist label of it.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like that to me.
Does it have a feminist label? It's just
They've advocated for that. He hasn't. He's never considered it a feminist piece, but Emma Stone has mentioned it.
Right.
being
That whole
feminist.
clip of her being like,
Well, just women who like it. That's kind of an argument that they have for it, which if you felt that way, amazing. I did not feel that way watching it. But like sexually empowering rather than dehumanizing is the take.
okay,
that
because
some women
the
have.
take that I've seen Emma Stone have is just neutrality. She's just like, I'm a feminist. I don't know if that makes me an activist. I don't know what that all means. I'm just a feminist because that's what makes sense to me. Like, not in relationship to like, this is a feminist movie. She the clip that I saw of her on a panel somewhere, she was like, I just choose the characters that are interesting to me, but me as a person, I'm a feminist because I like understand that. She like doesn't like connect the two.
I saw she did, because she's a producer on that movie too. So she was like, I felt really empowered doing this movie. Like, I felt like comfortable the entire time. I stand by it. She really stands by it because she was a producer, and I'm like, fire. Like, more power to you.
Yeah.
Like, she was amazing in it.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel that way watching it. I was like, this feels...
I definitely felt like Poor Things way more so than Kinds of Kindness was way harder for me to watch in terms of like the graphicness of the way that the women are portrayed and the way that like in Poor Things I just feel like we're just watching her be like abused and like sexually assaulted like for no reason over and over and over again, where it's like this doesn't serve the story.
Yeah.
In this one, I still felt like it was excessive, but it definitely wasn't like to the point where I was like, this is beyond. Because in Poor Things, she's like,
the pedophilia in Poor Things wasn't here in Kind. That to me was
there's a
major.
lot more fucking in Poor Things too. Like a lot more fucking.
Totally.
Like 30% of that movie is fucking, whereas this one it's like 10% of the movie.
There's 4 naked women in it,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
a
like
lot.
that's a huge amount of this movie. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like 4 out of 5 of the women in the main cast were topless in it.
Yeah.
Which is like, what? Or 3 out of 4.
Yeah, and like barely any male nudity.
No, was there any? There's one
when they're
sex
like
scene.
having sex,
Which I literally was like, the sex is unnecessary. It does nothing to advance the plot except like maybe a funny beat.
Yeah.
But my biggest issue with it, rather even than the nudity, was 2 things. It was twofold. The first was like depicting a woman lying about domestic abuse while she's married to a police officer. That really bugged me because women in America who are married to a police officer are 2 to 4 times more likely to suffer domestic violence in home. And so I was like, to make that a punchline or a plot twist where she's like lying about it in the second act.
I know. When does she tell it? When?
Because she hits herself in the face and then she goes to the nurse and says he did it. And I was like, first of all, so fucking tone deaf. Like, when you know that statistic and it doesn't make your like stomach hurt, like, and that's just what's reported again, like whatever.
Right.
And there's tons of sites, whatever. I think like the statistic is like 16% of like general households, and then it's like 28% in police officers' households.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was like, first of all, that you like think for a second, like don't make this, and also have her lie. Like as a male director, you're depicting a woman lying about domestic violence. Don't fucking do that. Okay, like.
It's unnecessary.
Unnecessary and promoting bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. I was that the second fold?
Oh,
I have a response.
Let me get
but I
the
was
second
like,
fold. Let me get the second. Oh, sexual violence towards women.
Yeah.
As a male director, hey, you're not allowed to do that anymore. Like just as men and most people, but like in general, can't make rape jokes.
Yeah.
Male directors, you're not allowed to shoot a rape scene anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually so fucking sick of it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You're literally not allowed to, and
totally
tell the
agree.
story in a different way, or
I
shoot
totally
it in a more intellectual, interesting way.
I totally agree. That was my thought too. Is I was like, this is not necessary right now. Like, I don't know.
It is if you want to give fucking sick fucks exactly what they want, then it's necessary, which is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. I saw in like one of the Variety like actors roundtables, like they were talking about like I think 3 of the women were in movies that they were portraying like really heavy subject matter about like domestic abuse and sexual abuse and all that stuff, but they were all in films that were directed by women, and they were all like, this was a testament to the fact that like it doesn't need to be as graphic as they've told us that it needs to be. The audience is not fucking stupid. You can imply things without making making every single woman in the audience uncomfortable.
Audibly gasp, bro. We both audibly gasp.
It's fucking traumatizing. It is fucking traumatizing to watch that. And the only people who can watch that comfortably are men. If you're making every single woman in the audience uncomfortable throughout a significant portion of your movie, how is that a feminist movie? Like not just like, oh, discomfort. Because, and that's the back and forth that I go through, is it's like, it's intentionally making us uncomfortable the whole time. That's the whole point of the whole movie. It's like, let's all sit in discomfort, right? Let's make everybody talk weird. Let's make everything look weird. Let's shoot this really in weird ways, you know, these close-up shots and all that stuff. Like, we're supposed to be uncomfortable. But then when you take something that so disproportionately affects women and has nothing to fucking do with you, and then you like put us through that, even when like,
to no avail.
Yeah.
To no gratification, to no satisfaction, to no condemnation.
Yeah.
It's purely just pornography.
Yeah.
In a way that is such a perpetuant of rape culture, and it's like so frustrating that it's being packaged up into like an avant-garde austere lens, when I'm like, no, there's like avant-garde cinema that isn't like triggering and also done by men to like abuse women.
Yeah, exactly. It totally disregards the female audience. It's like, it doesn't matter what they think, it doesn't matter how they feel.
I think it's even worse than that. I think it's, they're gonna love this. This is an accurate representation of what it's like to be a woman. And this is like an honest, raw retell. Like, he's sucking his own dick so much in this piece, and poor things too, that it's like, I think he is thinking that it's like, oh, finally, representation of this thing in cinema or something. Like, I don't think I don't know if it's, I think he's too self-indulgent the entire film to not be self-indulgent in the intention behind it.
Right.
It being inaccurate fully at the same time, but I think he's like, so egotistical. Like that movie looked egotistical to me. It looked so self-indulgent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna take so much fucking time talking about nothing.
It definitely is like, okay, you're doing this because you can. Like, you have the budget and you have the audience, and it's like, okay, but okay. And also, I was going to say, I think this is also a really detrimental part of the way that, like, Emma Stone in this case, but like white women seeing like these issues only from their vantage point is like, okay, this can feel empowering to you because you have a voice on this set, because you like have some power on this set. But when we think about like the levels to these issues and the way that it disproportionately affects like Black and brown women and stuff like that, it's like, you need to like speak to all women. And in this case, you are not, when you're saying that this is like empowerment, you know, and that's such a disservice, because then you get all these dumbass men getting this shit through their brains, and then like and then they're like holding it against all of us, and it's like, but that's not the full scope of things. It's not even close to the way that it like affects people in the real world. So that's like definitely just it just fucking pisses me off, because I'm like, how can you take something and claim it and it's not even yours? It's not even yours. You don't even fucking care. Why are you even claiming this? Like, just say you're a misogynist.
Well, they're claiming it because he obviously loves, and his audiences have been proven to love, seeing a naked, abused woman. Like, that's what his movies are based on. Yeah. And that is like, it's so like intentional, it feels. Yeah. Like, there was so many moments in that movie where it was like, why are her tits out? Yeah. Why does this woman have her breasts out? And I'm also for free the nipple, whatever, but it's like, it feels different when it's from a male gaze. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, totally. Side note, Hunter Schafer looked amazing. I know. She looked
really good. The bob
was amazing.
I'm here for the bob. Even the ballet flats and the midi skirt, I was like, what's happening?
She's captivating on screen.
She really is. She has a very interesting face.
We can talk about, like, this is kind of bringing me to the next point, is like, the acting was amazing in it. It was really fun to watch from an acting standpoint. Jesse, what's his face, the lead guy?
Yeah, Pallone or something.
Plemons.
Yeah,
Plemons.
Yeah.
Crazy name.
Yeah,
he was amazing.
Oh, you really liked him? At first, I didn't like him, and then when he had the buzz cut, I was like down.
He gave like a Philip Seymour Hoffman thing that I've really been missing.
He looks like. Did you ever see Lemonade Mouth?
He looks like that kid.
He looks like that. I literally the whole time I was like, no way. I was like, has he grown up?
Couldn't be.
I was like, oh my God, he grew up and he became like a serious actor. No, okay, that is a huge part of my back and forth with it too, is I'm like, also like, if you want to put me in your movie, like put me in your movie.
Literally.
I'd be down. And
I'd do anything those girls did. That's
I know.
the other thing. Is
That's
like,
the thing.
I'm like trying to be like fucking they're fire for doing that, but also like kind of fuck you, Yórgos, for making them do that. But also like they looked amazing and they was amazing and like they're so incredible.
Yeah. I think a big takeaway of the movie, like I think the thesis is like he's just playing with like relativity. Like everything is relative, you know?
That's interesting.
He's playing with like how the ethics of everything, how good, how kindness, you know, in his words, all of it is relative. And we also didn't talk about the structure of it. I really liked the structure of it. It's like it's 45-minute to an hour long like short films using the same cast like over and over again.
I love an ensemble piece where you switch it up too. It feels like theater in a really cool way.
Exactly. So I really appreciated like the creativity, the set design, like all of that was so like rich. And that was like the only piece that made me go back and forth about all of this. Like it definitely felt like it existed in a vacuum in a way, like what you're talking about like having a woman who's like married to a cop being like lying about domestic abuse is like, what you think we don't exist in the real world?
Literally.
Like you think you're just like putting this on. But I also feel like part of that, not that part, but like the rest of it was about how much can I like make you think one way about a person? How extreme can I take you in terms of good and bad? You know, like in every single short film, you had like characters where it was like they're doing horrible things, but then at the end it like turns out he was right. Or, you know, like in the second one, like it's like he's making her like cut off her fingers and he's like yelling at everybody and he's like fucking going crazy and shooting people and all this stuff. And then it's like, okay, but he was right. So how do we actually feel about that? Or like in the last one where it's like Emma Stone's character, like she seems fucking crazy. They're like in this fucking crazy cult. Then you see her and you're like, oh my God, she's a negligent mom. Like look at this they have this like super sweet, gorgeous man playing her ex-husband or whatever.
Do you know who that is?
No. He looks
That's
really
Taylor
familiar.
Swift's ex-boyfriend. They dated for like 6 years. He was her muse for a hell of a long time.
She would, totally.
Literally, I was watching that and I was like, I can't wait to tell Shania that it's Taylor Swift's ex-boyfriend.
That's fucking crazy,
Isn't that crazy?
But anyway, so you have like, right? It seems like she's like this neglectful mom and like this little girl and you're like, what the fuck is this woman doing? And then at the end, turns out like, you know why she left.
She's the victim.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's like this.
And then she's victim shamed and then she does other crazy shit after. So it's like, you're really like.
Exactly.
What was the point?
Exactly. And I also think that he's like making I don't know. He's probably not making this commentary. Yeah. This was my takeaway though, is like, he's also like doing all this unnecessary like female nudity and this like unnecessary, like all of it is so ridiculous, but he's like, but you're still going to come and watch.
Literally.
That's what I'm saying about the ego. He's taking it so, yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
He knows he can get away with it.
Yeah. And I just think that there's like this like really like artistic, like experimental part of me that is like,
he's getting away with it.
It's kind of a crazy, like he's like, look at how far I can take this. Look at how close up on these egg yolks we're gonna get and how like fucking weird she's chopping off her fingers and like all this fucking crazy shit is happening. But you're still gonna sit and you're still gonna like try and figure this out.
Literally talk about it later on the podcast.
Exactly.
That I will never listen to.
Exactly. Literally. Everything is fucking relative, you know? Like there's no truth, there's no like objectivity really in this movie. Yeah. Like he's a cop and so you're like trying to judge him for being a cop and then it's like,
are they condemning cops because he's an idiot, or are they just like letting him get away with it because he's an idiot? Like, like I the whole time I'm like, say something about it.
Yeah, but then I'm like, if the thesis is to say nothing, if the thesis is like, look, we're gonna talk about everything and we're gonna talk about nothing, I don't know.
That's really interesting.
And then at the end, when she's talking to her daughter, Emma Stone gets down on her knees and she's like, did you know that human beings are 70% water? Bell peppers are
93.4.
Hella, yeah, exactly. A potato is like 90% water. And that just made me think about like all the body parts that were being cooked and like the relativity of everything. She's like, we chef up fucking bell peppers all the fucking time. You're chopping that shit up. You're fucking sauteing that bitch. You're eating it. No fucking questions asked. But all of a sudden this guy's a bad person for like, it's the same fucking percentage of water. Wow. It's a very similar percentage of water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of it just makes you just kind of be like
there's like poetry happening for sure.
Exactly.
To me, like I love kindness because I was like with what my takeaway was that I was like I'm trying to figure out how the title fit into this. I don't know if I didn't feel like that for me, but that's a really good point.
The relativity of kindness.
Yeah, exactly. To me, the through line through all of it was control, and that's what I thought Poor Things was about too. About like controlling either myself with the first act and like needing to be controlled, and when that's taken away, like your walls are crumbling, you don't know what your purpose is anymore. Yeah. And then the second act, something out of your control happens, and how you try to control it. How can you manipulate another person and to play with their control of themselves? And then the third, literally like controlling life and death and controlling people through sex, and like that, like it felt like control and the battle for that, which ties into his battle for like rape culture and also pedophilia and also like how he's depicting women in being either overly controlled or not knowing what to do with their control or whatever it is. Like it felt like that's like his weird obsession with it.
And yeah, I think like kindness is a really interesting like framework to put it all under, is like, because we've talked about this before, and I don't know, like, again, I don't think this is what he was trying to say, but this is what I was taking from it, is like, first of all, like, especially the first act, I was just like, this is just like a commentary on how like weird white America and corporate America, literally, like how we all are just kind of like, oh yeah, like, yeah, totally, like that's totally fine, and like,
if I get a car and a house, I'll do it.
Yeah, sure, yeah, and then like he's like trying to set a boundary and being like, no, I'm not okay with this. And then at the end, he's willing to come back around and do it like tenfold worse, you know? And it's just a really interesting on like, what is fucking kind? Like, this seems like this is a made up thing. Like, it's totally relative.
Love. He kept saying, like, you don't love me if you do this. And like the concept of like being tied to someone through love. And like the end with the cult leader, the love. I think that is also like a translation of the kindness in the movie to me too, maybe. Is like their take on love and how you share love with a person.
Yeah, and how we use like kindness to like manipulate people into feeling like they're loved by us or into loving us, you know? Like, I don't know. It just, to me, it really like hit on the head that like it's all like kindness is kind of like it's a farce. Like all of it is like,
what's kind to who?
Exactly.
Oh, here is okay. Sorry, remember I said it was twofold? It's threefold, and here's the third fold.
Here we go.
The third fold is as white male writers and directors, are going to monetize, or not monetize, I suppose. White male directors and writers stealing the idea of abortion and miscarriages and make it a plot point, a little plot twist, a little sprinkle in my movie for 5 seconds, while also like women's reproductive rights are being taken away, literally to this day. And it's like, you're gonna make a frivolous little fictional glitterama about forcing an abortion on your wife against her will. Like it's like, it's such a violent attack. It's such a deliberate like blind spot that I feel like a blind spot so deliberate is no longer blind. Like it feels like such a true like bullseye.
Bar. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is from a Vulture article that's titled Yórgos Lánthimos is Not Your Friend. She says, it seemed as though the only person...
She has the receipts.
It seemed as though the only person who didn't care to weigh in on the validity of the film's feminism was the filmmaker himself, who shielded away from the label like someone being introduced as a boyfriend by a person they thought they were just casually dating.
Like, I've seen a couple of clips of them talking on panels about like the feminism of the film, but that was like a big topic that they were bringing up.
Asking him all the time.
That's the thing. I've only seen Emma Stone talk about like one time. I kind of thought it was the type of thing where they were like, why? Like
he did that. He kind of was like, he never called himself a feminist. He never deemed it a feminist film.
Yeah, but
Emma Stone just kind of was like, I felt empowered working on this. Okay. So that's, but also the question was posed because women were like, what?
Yeah. Well, it's also crazy to be like, like about it. Like, like you should have a good answer for that.
It's really obvious.
What?
This is a feminist podcast. We should just say it right now.
Yeah, in case you were confused, bro.
All those questions answered.
Done, literally.
Okay, let's implement a new bit.
Okay, I'm ready.
I say, one of us says, whomever to whom the bell doesn't toll says, any questions? And the fairy question giver says,
ooh, that's fun. Wait, I'm still stuck on to whom the bell giver will not toll? Is that what you said?
No, like, you know the phrase to whom the bell tolls?
No, I don't know the phrase.
That's like, that means, it's like, ooh, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like, that's the person we're talking about,
Right.
that who's credited,
Right.
like to whom the bell
I mean,
tolls.
I gathered, like, given the context, like, I get what
Like
it
if you were to
means,
be like, yeah, he, and I'm like, who's he? Like to whom the bell tolls. Like when we were in the Poor Things conversation.
I like
It might
that
have
a
been your
lot,
go.
yeah.
So I was saying to whom the bell does not toll, meaning not the fairy quiver.
Yeah, they give them the prompt.
Exactly. I say any question.
Do I? You really want to know?
Yes, I'm dying.
Okay. Today's fairy question is going to be a pivot. Okay. Just giving some context for the
Whiplash.
listeners. Exactly. Today, all of a sudden, we don't have research today. We're not looking up
fine.
Merriam-Webster's ass today,
No,
you know,
fuck
because
her.
John Smith can go home and lock the door and stay there. Today, I want to live in our imaginations.
Let's go.
Okay, like I just honestly was curious. Like I know we've talked about this before, and I know that like fairies could be a million different things, but I really just want to like, can we just like investigate? Like,
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
I know. I feel like, and like again, this episode, skip it if you don't want to hear like
Literally.
anything about us. You know.
If you don't like us, you don't have to listen.
Exactly. Anyways, like, what would your fairy house look like? What's
Okay,
the ecosystem?
I know this
what
answer.
are you taking care of? Like,
I know all these answers.
Okay, tell me.
The camera pulls up on a freshly dewed forest morning. It's lush. There's a thick, chilly fog in the air, but the warm sun is burning through. Okay? A fawn prances across the fields, eats some blueberries, and takes a nap in the sun.
Blueberries.
In the blueberry bush, there's an oak tree, okay?
Oh,
The oak tree has a little door. It's little. And that is where I would live.
Oh my god! In the
That's where I
oak
would
tree
live.
by the.
There's a lake nearby, too. I should mention that.
Of course.
So I'm like tight with the lake fairies, but I'm like more of like a woodsy fairy.
A blueberry fairy.
I don't know about blueberry. That's a little too specific.
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
For me,
didn't want to put you in a box.
So I kind of said that. I'm just retracting that.
Yeah.
statement.
But your oak
Like a-
tree is next to the blueberry bush.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah. What's yours? Take us through the world. That was kind of like, I felt like this turned into like a sleep podcast.
I know, me too. And I kind of
You
like
feel that
that.
way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of feel like it's fun for us to like be more theatrical. You
Can
know?
I tell you a secret?
Yeah, totally.
I used to listen to the Harry Styles one to fall asleep in like,
He had
like
a
early high school.
podcast?
Yes, it's phenomenal. No. He did like a sleep walk through like the Headspace or something, some sleeping app.
Okay,
Calm,
yeah,
Calm
like
app.
calm. Yeah,
He was like,
exactly.
we stumble under the stars. He's gagged, but
The little boy went up to the clouds and they were made of cotton candy, and all of a sudden there was a raccoon. And
there's a quiet bookstore under the stormy clouds.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
Crackling fireplace.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I'm like, we could do that. Okay,
Okay,
mine.
do Shania's fairy world.
Okay, mine is like, okay, we start with like a wide pan, like a really, really wide shot.
Fast camera or slow?
It's slow.
Okay.
It's definitely slow, but it's like swooshing. Like, you know, the way that the House of Dragon swoosh
That
and we
feels
like,
fast.
we ride with them. Okay, is that fast?
That feels really fast.
Okay. But like we spend some time over the ocean.
Gorgeous.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
But yeah,
yes.
it's a swoosh.
What's the weather?
Okay. It's the ocean and it's overcast. It's misty.
Yum.
Yeah. And it's so we pass over the ocean and we cross the street into like tall grasses, like tall green, misty, dewy grasses, just for miles and miles, hills of them. That's where I live. I live in the grasses.
Oh, so you feel more of like a water fairy.
It's definitely watery, but it's definitely grassy.
Yeah,
too.
you
And like
never
winging off of the leaves. Boing.
Wow, yes.
I don't know, like-
That's very fun.
You
Like
know.
the way that light bounces off something.
Yeah, but and also, I mean, it's fucking Santa Cruz. That's
Is
where
it?
it is. And so there's like redwoods there as well. And I
Oh,
would
the
imagine
redwoods
as
are
a
amazing.
As a fairy, I'd be pretty mobile. I feel like I would.
Yeah, you know, they kind of stay in their glen. I don't know.
They do, but like, don't you feel like there would be like,
Who would carry the energy of the wind if she were hanging out by the ocean, you know? Like, I feel like she has to, like, really maintain her space.
and she just like does her job.
That's something about, like, the Tinkerbell situation is, like, they're very dutiful. They serve their country. They, like, serve their land.
Yeah. I don't know if they would work as much as they do.
It's not work because
Yeah.
they love it.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Wait, I need to rewatch that movie.
Their
like
passion. That's why
because-
you're Silver Mist to me in that movie. If I were to put you in your
she's
Silver
misty
Mist.
and wet
Lucy
and
Liu,
blue.
come on.
Yeah, that's super cute.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Wait, also, yeah, like, what's your color? Like, not what are you wearing?
You gotta tell me. You
but-
gotta tell me.
Yeah. I know. I actually have to think.
Wait, this is fun. Pick your outfit.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think like, I don't know if you would have outfits and hair too. Like, I know the environment would exist.
Yorgos Lánthimos. Well, I don't know if you'd be wearing a shirt, but
Actually, I think your titties are out, but also, aren't they?
yeah, do I
kinda
have
feel like-
titties? Like, what is the body?
Okay, better question.
What is she giving? Is she giving air? Is she giving?
I know. Well, that was part of it that I was like, we're just imagining like where we would be, like what you would be.
Yeah. Why
you
do
know,
I?
you're
Do
saying
I
like
have a door if I'm a sound?
Exactly. Or like, yeah, exactly. Like a particle.
Literally.
Like, I don't know. But like, what would your, like, you're saying the wind, like being in charge of the wind, like what would your.
What would my element be?
Yes.
Wow, that's really tough because like
It's
I don't
really
feel like
hard
I'm
to
like an
pick one.
earth land fairy.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult because I am an Aquarian. I'm an
Yeah.
Aquarius.
Yeah.
And the Aquarius community is like really torn between water and air because it's technically an air sign, but like everyone knows Aquariuses are mermaids and have water powers.
For sure.
So it's like low key water, bro.
That's
But I
fire.
feel like it's like
You're a
dew.
lake fairy as fuck.
Bro it down. But then I think of like lake moths and I'm like,
Lake moths, no.
They're crazy.
You're a particle. They can't fuck with you. You're like a particle with like long flowing
I know, but I
golden
don't want the terminology. I don't want the
lake.
It's the Wisconsin
Lake.
accent that gets me. I feel like
Oh.
I don't want to be like, "Hi, I'm the lake fairy."
I'm imagining, lakes that have like crystal clear water.
That's exactly it.
And like cold stones and you
Fresh
can see
water fairy.
Exactly.
And
And,
your
then there's like
ocean.
mountains in the horizon and you like
Oh,
know that the water
mountains.
is like clean and safe. Like you just feel
What about
amazing.
like the water that's just melted from a glacier and it's like the
That's
purest
exactly-
water?
yes, and
That's
it's
what I
so
would
cold.
be. Little icy, little Elsa vibes.
That's
Okay, and you're like
delicious.
the summer morning mist. What? I don't know. It's hard because the body thing is really tripping me up.
I know. Well, but this is the thing is I think first of all, right now we're in our imaginations. We're not in like anywhere. So this could exist in particles or in people or
But like,
whatever.
I'm imagining
What's the
myself
outfit?
in an outfit.
Totally. Because
But it doesn't track.
but no. But
Doesn't track. It has. It's the energy of the outfit has to match the energy of what I would be. It's
and
not
you're saying
like
it doesn't
I'm wearing
it doesn't
that.
match.
I'm saying I don't know what that would be.
Oh,
I'm having a
okay.
styling crisis.
I see.
All right. Okay, can I style you? And you
Yeah,
style me?
totally.
Okay,
Okay,
you
that's
are
fine.
giving Silver Mist. It's your haircut, but like her little outfit where it's like blue and like tight, but like it's cold and slick. But it's very
It's blue.
It's maybe yours is purple.
I think it's I want it to be purple.
Yeah, yours is purple for sure.
Okay. You're for me are giving me like an aqua.
Oh, really?
Yes, like an aqua, like slick, something that's like
Oh.
it just looks wet.
I'm kind of imagining more like scaly.
Ooh, yeah, I am too almost.
Loki, it's like mermaids could fly.
exactly. Mine's like more of a texture. Wow, if mermaids could.
But with legs.
Wow.
No tail.
That's-
Just like
yeah, no tail.
scaly, like
And then the
beautiful
wings.
siren.
I just want wings. That's all.
See, I don't see myself with wings. I don't know
okay.
why.
Okay, no worries. What? That's super cool.
I think I just like float.
you just float really?
I would not have shoes.
Oh my god, totally barefoot for sure. I
For
totally
sure.
agree. Wow, and mine would definitely have long nails.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
crazy.
it's all of it. Like it would be crazy, but they
Yeah.
would like probably melt into the mist. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to
So
wrap up
come
from
with
there because
us.
we're kind of like in like.
What if people are
sleepy town
falling?
now.
I know. I'm literally
know.
like, come with us.
I
to
know.
the
Maybe we
ocean
shouldn't
floor.
be. I know.
Should we do a really hard dance break like in the
I
movie?
had a feeling. I was scared you were gonna suggest that. No.
Okay, we're not.
You think we get up and dance in front of this right here?
We got to give it our all.
This is the
rhythm
And
of the night.
Are we doing it to that song? Okay,
I'm just
cute.
trying to. We should do a remix on the way out. I'm trying to give us an out.
Ooh.
This is the rhythm of the night.
Okay.
You talk. You can talk about the episode if you want.
Over your singing.
Freestyle, yes. This is the rhythm of the night.
What? Talking shit. All about Yórgos. I don't know how to rap on top of Rhythm of the Night. That was mine.
We do one rhyme line.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to think.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Titties in or out, there ain't no doubt.
Yórgos Lánthimos, chaser of clout. Bro.
Mars. That's a crazy thing to end on.
Don't you think?
Oh, it died again.
Perfect.
Wow.